So we're going to move along with the rest of our program right now, and during this portion of the program, we're going to recognize the achievements of one of our very accomplished alumni with our Alumni Excellence Award. The Harvard Business School's mission is to educate leaders who make a difference in the world. The Africa Business Club established the Leadership Excellence Award to recognize the remarkable achievements of HBS alumni who exemplify this mission on the African continent. The inaugural award was awarded as far back as 2006, and it went to Adebayo Ogunlesi, MBA class of 1978, who currently serves as the chairman of Global Infrastructure Partners and the Africa Finance Corporation. Since then, the club has recognized several alumni, including Undidi Uwuneli, MBA class of 99, and director of AACE Food Processing and Leap Africa. Alan Gray, class of 65, and founder of Alan Gray Limited. Cyril Nkochu, class of 97, and founding CEO of Liquid Africa Holdings. Tope Lawani, class of 96, and co-founding partner of Helios Investment Partners. Thierry Thano, class of 94, and CEO designate of EcoBank Transnational. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it is done." Tonight, we are here to honor the achievements of a man who has constantly made the seemingly impossible possible over the course of his career. Hakeem holds an MBA from the Harvard Business School, a law degree from Cambridge University, and an MA in Politics, Philosophy, and Economics from Oxford University. He is a member of the Nigerian Bar Association. He started his career as a petroleum economist and a lawyer, and for over 3 decades has been a key player in the Nigerian economy through his participation in several businesses in the private sector, particularly in the energy, finance, and telecommunications sectors. He started his career in the service of the federal government of Nigeria, working in various capacities in the energy sector, ranging from special assistant to the presidential advisor on petroleum and energy, to secretary of the Oil Policy Review and LNG committees. He also served as special assistant to the Minister of Petroleum and Energy. He subsequently worked in the petrochemicals division of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. He resigned his appointment in 1986 to set up CTIC, which became a leading energy consulting firm. He, until recently, served as the chairman of the board of directors and controlling shareholder of the United Bank for Africa PLC, one of the largest commercial banks in Nigeria. He is also the founder and former chairman of First Securities Discount House, Nigeria's leading money market and treasury bill trading financial services firm, in which the IFC is an equity investor. He is currently the chairman of the board of directors of Emerging Markets Telecommunication Services, EMTS, a mobile telephone operator which operates in Nigeria under the Etisalat brand. He is an equity investor in that company through one of his investment vehicles, together with Mubadala Development Company and Etisalat. He has been appointed by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory to chair the board of directors of the Abuja Investment Company. Mr. Belo-Osagie is also one of the founding supporters of the African Leadership Academy and sits on its board of directors. He serves on the board of Timbuktu Media, a new publishing house that intends to publish a national daily in Nigeria. He also serves as the chairman of Duval Limited, a real estate company with interests in Abuja, Accra, and Lagos. On behalf of the students and alumni of the HBS Africa Business Club, and in recognition of an extensive and growing track record of contributing to Africa's development, we are pleased to present the 2012 ABC Leadership Excellence Award to Hakeem Belo-Osagie, MBA class of 1980 and chairman of the board of directors of Emerging Markets Telecommunication Services Limited.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is an old and familiar saying that goes that north is north, that south is south, that east is east, that west is west, but that home is best. It is therefore deeply gratifying and emotionally satisfying for me to come back home to the Harvard School of Business. This weekend has been good, but it has not been perfect. The weather could have been a little bit better. The sky could have been a little less gray. The temperature could have been a little bit higher, and the sun might have shone a little bit more. But home is home, and for this reason, I'm delighted to be with you this evening. I arrived at Harvard Business School 34 years ago. I was the only African in a class of 800 students. Bayo Ogunlesi, who you honored 4 years ago, was 1 year ahead of me, and we were the only two Africans of 1,600 students. There were so few of us that we were not enough to form the executive of an African society, let alone an Africa society. Some North African friends of mine adopted me into the Arab and Middle Eastern Society, where I spent my 2 years at business school as the vice president of the Middle Eastern Society. I was not a model student. I joined no study group, and my principal memory of the Baker Library, a place I rarely went to, was that it was the place in which I first met a graceful, intelligent, and very kind Ghanaian lady who was at the Harvard Law School, who I subsequently married. I bet none of you saw that in the Harvard prospectus. Visit the Baker Library and get married. Anyway, together with two others, a Ugandan and a Kenyan, we set up the Harvard African Students Association. We were invited back for the 25th anniversary of the founding of that association 10 years ago. And it was a very touching moment. My last visit to the business school was 10 years ago, and there I was accompanied by two people, a 13-year-old daughter of mine whose birthday it is today, and who has kindly consented to letting me spend some time with you. She is here today. I'm very proud of her accomplishments. She graduated with honors from Princeton last year, and my only quarrel with her is that she has a strange desire to go to some small no-name business school in Palo Alto. Yasmin, happy birthday. Ten years ago, I was also accompanied by a childhood friend of mine, Mrs. Oshua Gbadebo-Smith. She's not with me today, but her son is here, Oriola Gbadebo-Smith, a first-year Harvard MBA. To Oriola, whose recommendation I wrote to come to Harvard Business School, I simply want to tell you that in 34 years' time, I expect you to be at this podium receiving the Distinguished Alumnus Award. Ladies and gentlemen, I accept the award that you have given me and the honor that you have bestowed upon me with humility and with modesty, realizing that no honor belongs to one man on his own, that it is a result of the contributions of many people, and that the great saying that whenever you see a man who looks tall and looks like a giant, it is only because he's standing on the shoulders of many others. I'm standing on many shoulders, and I acknowledge and salute all of them today. The best I can do for you this evening is to speak to you candidly and to share the experiences I've had over the last 30 years, and I want to summarize them into 5 key points. And I want to leave these points with you for this evening. Mull over them, trash them, accept some parts of them, do what you want with them. I'd like to start, as I've often started, with the discussion that we had in my very first week at Oxford University. A professor of politics told all of us that he wants all of us to believe that there are very few certainties in politics and there are very few certainties in life. He went on to say that there are just 4 things in life that we can reasonably be certain about. And he asked us to challenge whether or not any of these certainties were things that we agreed with. I want to share with you what these certainties were. And these certainties were things that we all agreed with at the time. The first certainty was that while it was true that Oxford University was now beginning to accept, good God, women in the university, nonetheless, in our lifetime, we would never see a female Prime Minister of England. None of us disagreed at the time. The second prediction that he made was that while it was very true that the activities of Sakharov and Alexander Solzhenitsyn as Russian dissidents were most admirable, in our lifetime, we would not see the end of the monopoly of power of the Communist Party in the Soviet Union. We all agreed. The third certainty was while it was very, very impressive, the demonstrations that we as students were making against Barclays Bank for investing in South Africa, it was very clear that in our lifetime, I, Hakeem Belo-Osagie, would not be walking the streets of Johannesburg or Cape Town. None of us disagreed. And the fourth prediction was that while we praised Martin Luther King for winning the Nobel Prize for Peace, it was clear to all of us that there would never be a black president of the United States of America. All these 4 things that we regarded in 1973 as impossible have happened, and they have happened within my lifetime. And I still think I've still got a way to go. And therefore, what I want to say to you is the following. Throw away your 10-year, your 15-year, your 20-year personal plans and business plans, because the world is going to be radically different from anything that you have ever imagined. Accidents, luck, surprise will play a much greater role in your life than you can ever imagine. The only thing that you can be certain of is total uncertainty. The only armor that you can have to protect yourself is to be prepared, to take opportunities as they arise, to be flexible, to avoid the conventional wisdom, to listen to that inner voice that is there within you, to trust that voice, to be the person that you want to be. In my life, despite my going to Harvard Business School, I did not work in consulting or in investment bank, but I have not done too badly. I returned to Nigeria and was the lowest paid business school student in my class. So low was my salary that it was agreed that we should classify my work as voluntary work for fear that that year Stanford Business School would surpass Harvard Business School as the school that produced the highest average starting salary. I set up a petroleum business when no one else thought it was possible. I went into a discount house when people thought that I was crazy to go into it. I bought a bankrupt bank at a time when people thought that old-style commercial banking made no sense. And I have set up a fourth mobile phone company when the conventional wisdom is that only 3 mobile phone companies can be successful in a market. I leave you with this saying, which is one of my favorite sayings, and it goes as follows. I was walking in a forest. I came across some crossroads. 2